have a subscriber who was asking me to answer some questions that she had. One of those questions was, yes, it was my decision. It has been my decision when I took the apartment that I would only be there for a length of time, and then move back into Vanny. Yeah, I needed a space where I could do my sewing projects, and build up my inventory for girly girls fashions, which is my shop where I make clothing for young girls. Do go there, and just to go there for me, to do a favor for me. I want to see if it's working, because it's, to see visitors and see if it's getting out there, and whatnot, and just for me to see that it's working. So if you can do that for me, I appreciate it. And yes, it was my decision to do that, to move back into Vanny once my lease ran out. I am thankful that they opened up this apartment for me, just for me to have somewhere. And it was more like a give and take situation. They haven't rented in over a year, and so that's a loss of income for them. And I needed a place at the time, so I am thankful for that, very thankful for that. But that's my pro. That's my pro. The situation with me is, it's a 2-bedroom. That's what they had available. That's what their apartments are, 2 bedrooms where I am. And the apartment is a nice kept apartment. I've had problems with the toilet backing up, and the sinks backing up, within the first month of me living there. And I know the place haven't been rented in a while, but you would think that wouldn't be my problems at the get. So other than that, this floor, it's bare floors, wooden. It's not real wood, but it's bare flooring, which has to be swept and mopped all the time. And I don't understand how it gets so dusty. I go to sweeping and I'm like, where in the heck is all this dust coming from? Well, maybe that's Arizona, but I don't know. But I'm telling you, it's you got to keep it up. You always have to be mopping and sweeping and whatnot. So that's a con for me. The walls are so thin. There's a guy, he posts, I guess he's a pastor. He gave me his card or something. I guess he's a pastor. I don't know, but I don't know. I just don't believe in acting out like that, when just because you serve God, that everybody else got to know. You ain't got to be going into no tongue, and because even the Bible says when you speak in tongue, there should be someone around to interpret. But anyway, that's between a person and the God they serve. Go into a room or somewhere where it's just you and God. I mean, you can't hear God when you blah, 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 for everybody to hear. I don't need to hear what you're saying to God. you know. But there's some guy that's on the other side of me, call himself a preacher, and he gets up every morning and calling on the name of Jesus, and he have me then have me in the background yelling, he ain't coming. He ain't coming. And I told him one day, he woke me up with all that. But anyway, yeah, the walls are so thin, so thin, so thin. You can hear them making love on the other side, and hear the upstairs neighbors. I guess she have a son. I don't know what. I don't know, but just a cat or something. I don't know which one is making all that noise. It's a lot of the walls are thin. The walls are very thin. And that's a con. What else? I was there about 6 months, maybe before my 6 months. I got a notice that they giving me a 30-day notice that they were going to increase my rent. I'm like, I'll be doggone. But in their lease, it does say that they can or will, without notice, increase, well, with notice, but, you know, they will increase your rent, you know. So, yeah, I thought I would live there for a year and be out of there before, and not, you know, have to worry about my rent being increased. So that's another con, that they increased my rent without me having income increase. You know, is that sort of thing. How do you help people, and why do people come to you in the first place? Because they need help paying rent, and then you increase their rent. I don't like that. That's not helping. That's harming to me. That's my perspective on it. What's another? Oh yeah. They don't take care of the property outside. And I don't know about, well, I done told you about the toilets backing up. And with the toilets backing up, you know, they made me wait 2.5 days, maybe 3, before they came and unplugged my toilet. But they're going to increase my rent. And they want their rent. Talking about they gonna get, they talking about here's my 30-day notice, but they gave me the notice in June after the 1st, about 2 or 3 days after the 1st, and my rent is due on the 1st, so they giving me 30-day notice. No, that ain't fair. So those are my cons and what I don't like about it. And the outside is trashy. Where I live is a lot of Hispanics, you know, residents that live there. I don't know if they're legal or illegal or what, but they keep it trashy. Trash, dog poop. Everywhere you walk, there's dog poop. You know, and the management doesn't get on them about having pets and not picking up behind their pets. Pigeons. That's where I am. Where you're from, it might be totally different, but that is what I'm dealing with. It's like this agency, federal agency, is not tending to its residents like it should, especially when they increase their rent anytime they feel like it. And it seems like a scam to me. them again? No, I have been with her. We was there for about maybe a year, almost two. Didn't have no maintenance problems or none of that type of problems. But I guess it depends on where you are. But right where I am, I wouldn't recommend it. But you would have to look into that, yourself, and go there and look at the area and see how they keep the outside, and what it's like, and if see an apartment if they have one available. Talk to the management and whatnot. But my experience is a negative experience. So, and I don't let it bother me because I know I'm not going to rent again from them, and I don't get the logic of it. Why are you helping people? You saying you're helping people and you're taking money from them knowing that they don't have the money to pay in the first place. I don't like that. I really don't. Especially the amount that they were asking. And then you got to have utilities, and they're going to raise your rent, and you got other obligations. You got car insurance. You probably have a car note. You have phone bill. You have utilities. You have to eat. That sort of thing, and they don't consider that, and they know you're already struggling. So yeah, that is my answer to you about that. About her and my experience with this one. Like I said, it's this one. I don't know about the others. You also asked, well, my say on that has been that I don't know what's going on in the world, that as to how it may affect me. I was caught up in something when I went the first time, when COVID hit. My grandmother, my mother's mother, was Cherokee. She's gone now, bless her soul, my grandmother. And I always knew when I was growing up that there was something different about her. Straight, fine, curly, beautiful hair. My mother, she had long, beautiful hair that come down to her back. Anyway, come to find out that she was Cherokee before I left going to Africa. I told her I was leaving and going back home, and my mama, she was like, "Going back home? You are home." She couldn't understand it, but I couldn't understand why she's speaking like she's speaking now. She freely mentions that her mother was Cherokee. Finding out that part of my history is that I'm Cherokee. Well, my goal is, as long as for the rest of my life, is to find out who am I, where did I come from, who am I, what are my ancestors like, what did they do, who am I, it's just that wanting to know. And now that I know that I'm Cherokee, I did the African ancestry DNA, and they saying that my ancestors come from Nigeria, and is what they call it, Fulani, and what is that other one? Uh, I can't remember right now what that is. I haven't had anything to eat either, you guys. So when I haven't had anything to eat, my blood sugar isn't, like it should be. So my thinking is off. But anyway, I'm thinking that if my roots are here in America, then America is where I should be, and learn who was the Cherokee, who are we, who, trying to build on that. So that is my goal now. Will I go back to Africa? I want to, and when I do, I want to take my children with me so that they can see, Africa if they want to, and take a trip there and maybe travel somewhere else. There are other places I would like to see and visit, but right now my main interest is finding out my history, and knowing while I'm here on this earth, who am I? Yes, because, in this world today, we have been erased as to our background, our history, our culture, things like that. We have missed out on all of that because of the lies that has been told to us over the years from birth. And it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. But I want to know. I want to know. So, yeah, I won't be going to Africa to move there. No, but to visit. I would like to go back to Tanzania and revisit Tanzania again. Yeah. So, to that extent, I hope I answered all of your questions, and I will end this video and see you in the next one.